I think I see another turkey. That's gotta be a turkey. Welcome to the first installment of the 2020 hunting season. Today is May 4th. It's the evening before Washington's spring turkey season opener, so it opens tomorrow. And I decided to come out this evening to roost some birds. That way I had a better idea of how I was gonna work the birds tomorrow morning. And so I came out here a little early, and earlier I was just driving around some other pieces of public land, and I finally made it to the two original spots that I was planning to hunt, just to make sure the turkeys were still here. And sure enough, they're still here. I was glassing up on this hillside, and I glassed up a hen, and maybe she was staring at me too. It's like 600 yards away, and she flew down towards over here somewhere. If there's a hen there, I'm pretty sure there's got to be another gobbler with her somewhere. And so I wanted to check that hillside, and there's birds because that's public land, and that's actually where I'm planning to hunt first. And then I'm gonna drive over to the second spot where I had that big flock, and basically I'm just gonna wait until dark, and I want to see exactly where the turkeys are roosted. So tonight my goal is to just stay as late as I need to see where the turkeys are gonna roost. Basically, I want to see them fly up in the tree. And that's a gobbler. He just gobbled right there. So there's a gobbler that's over here. There's 3 jakes on this field over here, and then there's the other field that I was talking about that I'm gonna eventually check in a bit over here. Alright, so right now I am looking at the big flock with the big tom. It is 7:30 right now, and just the way the turkeys are headed, I'm pretty sure I know where they're gonna roost, which is the biggest pile of trees in this little vicinity right here. And then on the hillside way across, there's also another flock over there, and they're making the way to roost as well, but it's a little bit farther, so it's kind of hard to see. But they're slowly working down the hillside, and so I'm assuming they're going to be roosting somewhere close to private property tonight. I'm just going to wait for this flock, see where they're going to roost tonight, and then I'm going to go to the other flock and then see where those guys roost. I don't care which flock I go after. I'm just going to set up on the flock that is in the best position for me to be successful tomorrow. Once I know where all these flocks are roosted, I'm just going to go back home tonight, and then I'm going to get on Onyx Maps, and then I'm just going to make a plan revolving around the information I took tonight. And then tomorrow morning, basically 2 hours before shooting light, I'll be sure to be back out here. So It's well into daylight now, and I had a bunch of turkeys all around me, but there was one particular gobbler that I was after, and he just went silent right now, and I think he pitched down to another open spot over here. And so when I was planning my setup, I knew that was a choice he had to pitch down. I just didn't think he would pitch there. I thought he would pitch somewhere closer to me and then come in, but I think he's pitched down over here. And these turkeys, they pitched onto private property because it's a field over there, which is understandable, which I kind of knew that flock was going to pitch down to that way. That's why I was mainly setting up on this bird. But right now he's gone silent, so I'm not exactly sure what he's doing, but I'm just going to be patient. He knows that I'm here, so I'm just going to be patient, and we'll see if he eventually takes his time to come in. Alright, I have a gobbler. He's on the main road, and basically there's a T intersection over here, and I'm on one of the T's and he's on the other T, and so there's basically that little corner between us, and he's gobbling and he wants me to go over to him. I can kill him. The only thing is, how do I want to kill him? Do I want to call him in, or do I just want to gobble and stalk him? These turkeys have been playing hard to get. Most of them are on private property. This guy's on public. So, I don't know. Spawn stock, or should we wait? We'll see. I'm itching to pull the trigger. Well, I could have tagged out right there, but I just decided not to pull the trigger because that was a group of jakes. When I set up on them, I kind of had a feeling that they were jakes just by the way they were gobbling. Like they had a pretty wonky gobble. A lot of times when you call in jakes, that's kind of the reaction you get, where they'll just kind of gobble in place. And so I decided to do a spawn stock, or a gobble and stock, and so I looped around this patch of timber right here just so they wouldn't see me, but I'm assuming they saw me kind of moving through because they started doing that putt. And as I creeped around the corner, I put out my gun. I was like, oh shoot, that's a legal bird. But immediately I kind of had a feeling it was a jake, and I never had a clear shot at just one. They were all kind of like running together, and I didn't want to just tag out both at once, so I just decided to just watch them. But those are the only 3 birds that actually perched down into public property. The other ones, they're all on private property. And so I've been working around this. I went up to the hill and I started glassing all around because up there I have the vantage point. And there's some gobblers over there, there's some over here, but again, they're all on private property. Depending on how the day goes, I may or may not come back here for the evening because I'm pretty sure they're gonna come back and roost exactly where they were today. So with that being said, I'm gonna pack up and head back to the car. Alright, it's 10:40 in the morning. Decided to drive to a new spot, so I'm at a brand new spot. Quite a bit of hunters. Pretty much every single road, like every single outlet road, there was a truck parked there. And this was the only road that had no cars. So I decided to just park, and I'm just gonna take this road up and I'm just gonna go around, call around, see if I can strike up a gobbler. We'll see, mid-morning. Is that a gobble? I swear I heard a gobble. This wind's too loud. I swear that was a gobble. I'm gonna go up the road because I'm kind of in the valley right now, so I'm gonna go up the hill and try to listen. That's a fail. I thought he was on this side. He's actually on the side I was on. Yeah, he's down there. Let's do this, baby. Oh, how awesome was that? I sure hope I was recording. That was freaking awesome. I could have let him like keep going to the decoy, but I couldn't hold it in any longer. Let's go, man. Midday gobblers. That's why you never give up after your first morning setup. I'm so pumped up right now. Opening day. Let's go. Today is May. That's May. Today is the 5th. (2020) Turkey Tag 1, May 5th, opening day. Here he is, the first turkey of the 2020 hunting season, and I just cannot be more pumped, man. You guys pretty much saw how my hunt went today. I mean, I could have shot a Jake earlier this morning, but I didn't want to shoot a Jake. That was the only opportunity today I had besides this one. And then I went and worked another tom, or I should say another flock. That guy had 2 Jakes with him, had 3 hens with him. And I just couldn't pull that tom out of that flock. And I got back to the car and I was really debating on what I was gonna do, because there was a lot of people out today, which I can understand. You know, a lot of people are off work due to the quarantine. And so when I was driving up here, literally every single road that had a little outlet road, there was a truck parked. And I just kept driving and just kept driving, and I finally found one road where nobody was parked. And so I just said, whatever, I'll give it a try. So I parked and I located with a chirp. It was kind of windy down there, so I thought I heard a gobble, but I wasn't sure. I chirped again and he gobbled again, and then that confirmed that I wasn't just hearing things, but I couldn't pinpoint his location. So I actually thought he was on this side. Turns out he was actually on the side that I was on. So as I came up this road, I got to the top over there and I located, and he gobbled right where I first located. I was like, oh, he's actually behind me. So I knew he was at the bottom, and just by piecing his gobbles together, I knew he was working his way up this road. So what I did was I set up my decoy right there, and the moment the turkey turned this corner down here, he could already see the turkey or my decoy. And so all he had to do was strut and show up to my decoy, and I was on the other side, which he had no way of seeing me. But after I take some pictures and do all that stuff, I'll show you guys a little bit more in-depth version of how I set up and how the whole setup came together. But always hunt the mid-morning. That's one of the deadliest times to kill a turkey. At first light, a lot of gobblers were flocked up with hens. And so if you're just going in as a hen, a lot of times the gobbler won't care about you because he already has hens. But as the day goes on, you get into like that 9, 10, 11 o'clock, a lot of those hens will start going and they will start tending their nests. And what that means for the gobblers is they don't have any more hens. And so as the hens leave them and the gobblers are alone, their sexual frustration is constantly building. And that's when you should come in as a hen, because, well, his sexual frustration is just overflowing, that he's so desperate for a hen that you set up something as simple as I did here, he's gonna come right in. If I let him, he probably would have mounted my decoy. This guy was so lovesick that he was just paying attention to my decoy and nothing else. All right, so here's the gist of my setup. So I'm standing right on my decoy. So here's my decoy, and if you guys look down here, that's where the road goes down, and this is a turn where the road starts to go back up. And the reason why I put the decoy right here is because I can see the decoy from where I sat, and as soon as the turkey, if he turned that corner down there, he already saw the decoy. And it's important for the gobbler to see the hen, because it takes out that hesitation or that suspicion of where's this hen at. So the moment he popped down there, he already has eyes to the decoys. And as he's working up that road, he cannot see me. Why can't he see me? Because of this turn right here. I was sitting right in this little shaded spot, and pretty much my plan was, as soon as he gives me a shot, I'm just gonna shoot him, because I wasn't sure how long he was gonna not see me. Basically, the moment he pops out down there, he sees the decoy, but he cannot see me. By the time he can see me, I can see him, and he's already within shotgun range. The moment I knew that he committed, I was like, I just gotta wait. So his last gobble was way down here, and the rest of the time he never gobbled. He was just drumming and spitting, and I was sitting there and I could literally feel the earthquake of him drumming and spitting. That's why I looked at you guys. He's right there because I knew he was just right behind this turn right here. So that's how I set up, and that's how I encourage you guys to set up if you guys are on a turn like this. What you don't want to do is, for example, this decoy is here, right? What you don't want to do is have you sit here, put the decoy in the middle of the road, and let the turkey turn over there, because the moment the turkey turns over there, even though he sees your decoy, you're literally in the line of sight of your decoy. So he can see the decoy and he'll probably immediately see you behind the decoy too. So that's just kind of a tip on these windy roads of kind of what I did and what you should not do. All right there, 0 pounds. Let's just see how big this is. $17.19 pounds. It's not a bad bird. Ain't the biggest, but not the smallest either. 8.75 inches for the beard. Not a bad beard. And for the spurs, he's got short stubby spurs. But we're just gonna measure it anyway. I know this isn't the most accurate, but we're just gonna get a rough estimate here. His right spur is right at 0.80 inches. And his left spur is right at 1 inch. So there we go. I don't know about you guys, but whenever something like this happens and I'm successful, I just like to sit down and just take my time doing everything. I just like to cherish the moment, because let's be honest, like an opportunity like this, you're not promised another opportunity. This could be my last ever kill in my life for all I know, you know? So it's just something I've learned over the years, you know, when you harvest something like this, just slow down, take the time, enjoy it, just cherish the moment. Because earlier when I was trying to work that flock, I can't even tell you how frustrated I was, you know? And so when you come and find success like this, just cherish it. If you don't know, I basically take my tag and I just wrap it around his leg, and then I just take a little piece of electrical tape and I just tape my tag so my tag doesn't unravel. And so now you have a tag on there and you can legally transport this turkey out of here. Alright, so it's been 2 days since I shot that gobbler, and today I'm gonna do the final portion of this video, which is cooking it for you guys. So I just pulled up to a brand new piece of public land that I've never been to, so I decided to just check it out. And I drove past this spot on accident and I ran into a gobbler, and he ran onto another piece of state land. So that's a viable option for me tomorrow. And then as I was just setting up stuff, there's a gobbler over here. He was answering this crow and he's over there. So I don't know, I'm gonna get this over with, go home, pack, and we're gonna go back and chase some turkeys. What I have here is just a small chunk off of one side of the breast from the turkey I shot, because, well, if you don't know, turkeys have a pretty big breast, and for one person to eat for one meal, that's too much. So all we're gonna do is we're just gonna put that breast there, and so for this turkey breast, we're just gonna be using this chicken rub. I've never used it before, but it looks pretty decent, so I'm just gonna try it out. Haven't even opened it. Oh, that smells good. It smells wonderful. Along with this, we've got some onions, and then we've got some scallions, and then we've got, of course, our potatoes, and then we've just got some cheese for later. So all we're gonna do is just season this a little bit. yellow onion. These ones, just break them apart. So basically you have like thin slices like this. Now if you don't like onions, you can either put less onions or just not use onions at all, but I love onions, so we're just gonna make it real good like this. I'm just gonna drizzle some vegetable oil. And then for the potatoes and onions, we're just gonna use some salt and just season to taste. Take some barbecue sauce and we're gonna just squeeze some over our turkey breast, and we're gonna take our little brush and just brush it all over the turkey breast. Flip it around, just put a little bit more. And just rub it in like this. Now we're just gonna fold it up. Now I am gonna leave a little bit of room so that way the steam can kind of come out. Oh yeah. Alright, so the meal is completely done. As you guys saw, it's a pretty simple recipe, and these foil packets right here are a great way to utilize your turkey when you have a lot of people to feed, because you know it doesn't take a lot of meat and potatoes to make a complete meal like this. So if you have a party or you have anywhere from like 5 to even 10 people, just make everybody something, a little packet like this, and voila, everybody's gonna be happy. So when I was packing everything, I forgot a knife, so we're just gonna use this box cutter, and don't worry, I already wiped it down with hand sanitizer or hand wipes. So I'm gonna say a quick prayer and we're gonna eat cheesy potatoes. Potatoes are kind of mushy because it's a potato, but here you go, cheesy potato. That is delicious. Maybe I should have put a little bit more salt, but try one with the barbecue sauce. White on the inside, barbecue on the outside with a little bit of cheese. Alright guys, well that's gonna do it for the first episode of our 2020 hunting season. Really hope you guys enjoyed it, and trust me, 2020 is just getting started, so there'll be a lot more hunting videos to come. So I only have one more spring turkey tag, and as I said earlier, there's gobblers gobbling all around me, this flock right here, or this gobbler right here, he eventually walked into public land and then he went silent. But who knows? Who knows? Maybe I'll come back here because I've got gobblers literally 360 degrees. And when I was driving here, again, I saw that gobbler and I posted it on Instagram. And so there's a lot of gobblers out and a lot of them don't have hens, and that's exactly what I want. I want gobblers that are very desperate for hens. Most likely head out tomorrow and try to fill my second turkey tag. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys learned something, and good luck in the turkey woods.